started my used record store in the house in 1991 in this little room, and this is not much longer. It's about, well, 6 inches there, and I'm touching that wall, so it's only a small little room. And I have a little video going on here which I took in 1991 or 92. I would say 92 is when I moved into a town in 93. So in 92 I did an interview, and it was on the local cable station, and I have some excerpts of that interview right here, right now. And I can tell I was nervous as hell. I mean, I'm just stoic. Hardly moved a muscle when I was being interviewed because it was all new to me. And well, I'll let the interview run here.
I guess my first question would be, what inspired you to become involved in collecting vinyl?
I started collecting records when the Beatles first came out, and got very interested in the music. And from there, I just started collecting various groups from the 60s, and started from there, basically.
Mm-hmm. You weren't living around here at this time, were you?
No, I was living in Ontario. So.
Quite a major music scene happening there.
Yeah, there was a lot of local groups from Toronto and stuff playing around the area all the time, so you got a lot of exposure to a lot of different kinds of music, both live and then buying records.
Okay, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people may be sitting on album products that they may feel that offer top dollar. Is there any myth alongside of that say maybe they're not getting as much as they think they're going to get?
Well, in some respects, the records aren't like the card boom. They're collectors have been around for quite a while, so the market has leveled off. You can find most collectible albums under $20, and there's only about 10% of the albums out there that are actually, bring big bucks.
Right. Do you have much of the stock?
Right now, I have about 1,400 albums that are for sale.
Yeah.
And myself and my collection alone, I have about 800 because I've been weeding that out for the last few years.
Right. David Allan Coe was this very controversial country and western artist. Has long been considered an obscure legend. His first album, Penitentiary Blues, was basically a blues album. That's what we have up now.
Right.
But could you tell us about this?
It's his first album. It was released very small, releasing on a small label, and it has makes it a little unique as the die-cut cover that opens up like a jail, because he had just got out of prison at the time, so it's quite rare. It's one of the rarer country albums of the early 70s, I'd say.
I see. And what would an item like that fetch?
About $35. It's Frank Zappa's first, and it came out in about 1965, and it features some fairly strange music for the times. And because it was strange, it was a very limited pressing type of thing, so it's very rare, and especially to find in good condition. That's always one of the things to look for. Records that are cut up and lots of scratches, their value diminishes very quickly.
That's true. Okay, I also notice you have a couple of offerings by the sort of mid-period sticks.
Yeah, these are limited edition items. This is Pieces of 8, and this is a picture disc with the album cover. This is the album cover. This one here, it's the same album, but it's on gold vinyl.
That would also be like a limited pressing type thing too.
Yeah, they both have there's different colors.
And you also, like I mentioned earlier on, you do deal with CDs.
I do have a small selection of CDs at the present time, but it is the wave of the future, so I have to.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that.
And cassette tapes, do you have?
Very few cassettes.
Very few. Yeah. They're not very much of a mover, I suppose.
No, there's not. I get calls about Beatle albums and things. There's lots of different releases of Beatle albums through the years, so people want to know. So I'll answer those questions. I don't keep it a secret or anything.